We are live. Awesome, guys. Well, I'm super excited. We are on our second to last day of the QC leadership panels, and today's a very special day to me because, it's one thing to hit a rank. It's one thing for your back office to say whatever that desire is, and it's another thing to curate that rank. It's another thing to have leaders progressing and really making impact that you don't see in the industry. An extra $2,000, $5,000 a month really puts you at the top. It puts you in the top 5% of all income earners in the industry. And it really separates you from someone who gets started from someone who actually did it. Becoming a P2K or becoming a Platinum 5000 cannot be done on accident, right? It's not something where you can just call through a list of friends and just make it happen. Platinum 2000 and Platinum 5000 are ranks where you really have to develop. You really have to become someone who is capable of leading a large group of people, right? Platinum 2000 is 75 people in your organization. Platinum 5000 is 225, and you're paid nicely, right? At P2K, you're making what the average millennial is making, but you're doing it from home with your friends. At Platinum 5000, you're currently making more than the average household in the United States, and you're doing it online at home with your friends. And so these are two powerful ranks for me, and I'm really excited to watch this a year from now, even a couple months from now, because these are two individuals that are on the brink of going next level. And a year from now, there's going to be hundreds of people sitting in this position. Earlier today, I was really thinking, how could I properly intro this call? And I really want to show you guys how many people you have to help to go here, right? As a P2000, you most likely have 2 to 3 P1Ks, about 7 P600s, 25 P150s, or 43 free customers, right? That's 75 people in your business and a lot of people making money with you. But where it really gets crazy is when you're a P5000, right? You average about 2 to 3 Platinum 2000s, and a lot of our P2Ks. We're on our Spanish call earlier today, so we have some of our English ones here, and Nancy doubling up, being amazing as she is. So you have 3 P2000s at P5K. You have 9 P1000s. You have 27 P600s, and over 108 P150s, or 125 free customers. And when you look at that, and I'm going to drop this in the chat so you guys can say this, it's powerful. And it shows me that at that level of leadership, you've been able to duplicate that into other people. And not only are you winning, but you've helped so many others do the same exact thing. And so these are two special ranks. This is something where it's just, you begin to gain a lot of respect in the company, and you get access to a lot of different leadership groups, private mentorship. A lot of different things happen at this level. And so I'm going to jump into it. I have Mike as our co-host with me. We got Jordan LaSavage, P5000, Nancy Aguilera, P2000. Mike, is there anyone that I need a co-host as well to bring on this that's coming from the Spanish side, or are we good here?
You're good to go, bro. You're good to go.
Awesome. Well, let's jump into this. And so the first question is going to be super, super easy. I'm going to start with Nancy, the biggest yellow that we have in our organization, and she has enough yellow for all of us to just take a little bit and put into our palette. Nancy, I just want to, for those who don't know you, I guess this is more so for people who are going to watch this recording on YouTube, but who are you and why are you all in? Because at this point, going here required a lot of sacrifice, time, family, money, energy. Like, what really is it for you that made you want to, give up some things that the average person wouldn't?
Okay, so my name is Nancy. I guess I am, all there is space. So when all there is space, there's a hell of a lot of room for self-improvement. So I guess I am progress. And the reason why I decided to go all in is purpose on my back. There are a lot of people that want to change up their lifestyle, want to change up their thought process, and just want to evolve. So that's why I go all in.
I love it. And Jordan, what about you, my man? Who are you? And you've been around the world at this point. You have over a little bit like 350 people in your organization. So you've had to put in a lot of work. You're in dozens of countries. You know, who are you and why are you all in, man?
What up, guys? What up, family? Grateful to be here, guys. Just wanted to show my gratitude out to Mike and Tim, as always. Just following your guys' footsteps. But, guys, my name is Jordan. I am abundant. I am free, you know, and the all-in question, I'm all in because kind of like I want to just take and assemble so many answers that I've heard from this question for a lot of different panels because I feel like I resonate with every single one of them. Like I'm all in because this is the best option out there. Like Brady said, like what other option do we have, right? I'm all in like Johnny, when Johnny was telling a story about Puerto Rico, like I think most of us who sent it there to Puerto Rico, like financially, we were all in with this when we made that move. Like I personally put myself into a lot of debt, gave away basically my college education. I was just a semester away from graduating, had a job lined up, you know, threw all of that aside to go for this just because I saw it was possible. And so I'm all in because honestly, to be super savage, most people are slaves and they don't know it. So I'm all in to just free as many people that want to be freed.
Sheesh. Facts, though. I think I want to add on to that. Like, you both said a lot of. Nancy took on the philosophical approach, and that was actually incredible. And then just on a more like, I guess, social economic standpoint, like in people's relationship with time and money and themselves, like I definitely resonate with you on with that on Jordan. So it's crazy. I think both of you have a lot bigger kind of visions than even trading. Like it's yes, of course, both you guys are insane traders, but I think the reason you decided to build it was because it went beyond that. It was, I think, a more of a systematic approach. You know, it's like, yeah, fuck the system. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask you guys a couple questions. This is dope to me. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys because I'm asking pretty much my girlfriend and my best friend, and you like this is lit. This is so sick. Like it's honestly really crazy to be doing this because you know, this is nuts. Y'all don't even know what this means to me. And I want you guys to really feel this in because everyone can do it like that, you know? Like I get to do like Tim is not just my business partner, but he's also that's my brother, that's my best friend, and same thing with Jordan. That's my brother, that's my best friend, and Nancy, is my girlfriend and my best friend. And so like guys, like you can build a culture like this. Like there's no fucking rules to this. There's really not. Like, and I say this every once in a while because all my life I heard it from a lot of people all over the place, successful people. It's just like you can't do business with your friends and family. Like don't do it. That's a terrible idea. And I like to say it's just because they were in the wrong business. And that's why I love this so much because you can do it. Because there's nothing you can or can't do. That's your decision, right? That's your decision. And getting into this, I saw that. I felt that. I thought that too. I was like, you know what? I can't do this with the people around me. They're not going to get it. They're going to think it's just like, I want them to do it because it's for me and not for them when it's the exact opposite. And yeah, turn on your cameras. Like y'all are tripping. I don't know whose team is on right now. This can't be my team. These cameras better be on. There we go. So no, thank you, Aaliyah. So guys, yeah, there's no way there's no way of doing this the wrong or right way. It's really up to you. And what's been incredible, and I'm not looking to take the spotlight here. If anything, I'm looking to shine it back onto these two because the sacrifices made have been crazy, and I want to just thank them both for believing in me. Yeah, because like this is just the beginning too. I think because of the way we live in this world and this life, like everyone thinks things are supposed to happen so fast. I really genuinely think that, especially if you're in between like 20, 25 years old, I don't know if there's this idea that things are supposed to happen just like so quick, so instant, and even seeing the success you guys have had on and off the charts, you know, impact and everything. It's just been really cool. And I hope everyone here who has the aspiration to, you know, develop a culture, don't count anybody out. That's not on you. That's not you. That's not your responsibility. You do not have that kind of power. You know, you don't know who's gonna make it or not. I'll be frank, like I never gave up on Jordan getting started. I never did, even though he was a pain in my ass. I never gave up. I knew he'd get it. He'd get it eventually. And so eventually he did. And this is just crazy because you know, the reason people here are winning is because they're winning together. And so it's just incredible to see, you know, just see pretty much my family just be at making some huge moves for themselves. And I just get to kind of pretty much just watch and be like, all right, these people are lit, man. It's crazy how far everyone's come. So, you know, my question for both of you, and I'll go ahead and send it right back to Jordan. You know, what was it for you, man, that what was the change you needed to make in yourself to be where you're at right now? What was that last like catalytic moment that you had where you really were like, you feel like that was your springboard?
Oof, that's a good question. I mean, there's so many things that happened along the way. I think that to look back at one moment, it's kind of hard, but I think for me and all of us that were there, it was that move that we made to Puerto Rico. That was just the full send that not only one, just basically gave me no other option but to do this, you know, and like to go
Yeah.
fully into this. And I think that was important that I did that to myself. Like to just literally, all right, put my money where my mouth is. Yeah, exactly. No plan B, you know. And so like we full sent. Like I had no income when I went there. I wasn't that great of a trader. I think I was a platinum 150, and
Yeah,
we
you hit P6 like week 2 there.
yeah, we just went all in. I had no like, you know, my family's like, isn't it like, because it was only a year after the hurricane, they're like, isn't it like still underwater? Like, don't they not have electricity? Like, how are you gonna make money? Do you even speak Spanish? And literally none of those things were in my head. I was never thinking about why it wouldn't work. I was only thinking about why it would. You know, I was only focused on where I was going. And, you know, I think that was that move where I just fully sent it and made it like, you know, this is going to be my 24/7. I'm going to put myself in a situation where I'm surrounded by just being there with Mike, being there when Christian Vargas came through, like surrounding myself with all these different people. Those were the moments that I look back on, which ultimately gave me the one factor that I wasn't doing before I was in IM versus what I was doing now, which is just believing in myself. Like I legit don't think I ever had a purpose or reason to believe in myself other than just ego. Like other than yeah, I'm good at video games. I'm good at sports. You know what I mean? Like, so like I have to always give that back to Mike and Tim. I'm just so grateful and thankful for them guys because they really believed in me before I believed in myself. And they really believed in me that I was better than what I was doing, that I could do more, that I could achieve more, that I could help people, you know, and I never like I'm like, that's not me. You know, that's not me. I can't do those kind of things, you know, and so I just all I knew is that being around this community, these people, that filled me up with belief, with energy and excitement. And so I just wanted more and more and more. And then that caused me to, Mike was like, let's move to Puerto Rico. I'm like, bet, let's do it. And so that was that.
Yeah, I think you've always been like that kind of person where it's either you don't or you do. Like it's
Thanks.
very, you've always been pretty much one or the other. Like there's never been an in between. And I think, and Alex Morton talks about this. It's like what is your obsession? Like he doesn't say it
Mm-hmm.
like that, but like what is your obsession? And you know, I think once you put yourself against the wall, you force yourself to think different, you
Thanks.
know, and a lot of times it might require a lot of pressure, and a lot of people are going to feel that here. You know, you're going to feel the pressure because, and I'm not even talking about like building, I'm just talking about like creating successful habits and successful like thinking processes, and creating paradigm shifts for yourself and belief systems. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna, a lot of times it might not come the way you would want it to, and you're gonna have to suffer. And I know, like, you know, I know you went through that stuff, man. You know, we all do. And you know, we were able to have those kind of conversations, and I think those are kind of the moments. And like it's kind of, obviously it's a cliche, but I guess it's a cliche for a reason. You know, it's like it's the pressure, you know, it's just the pressure, the pressure, the pressure. And then now obviously like what happens when all this pressure happens, right? Diamonds. So like it's
Thanks.
the same kind of concept, and I like it because you have to feel that. Like it's either two things. Either the universe, your God, will put that pressure on you, or you put it on yourself, right? And I think when you put it on yourself, right, it's easier, and I don't think you suffer as much. It doesn't hurt. You're just kind of like, what's coming, and you're doing it out to yourself. And then when the universe does it to you, it's a bitch. It truly sucks. And I apologize for my language, guys, but it just really is a terrible thing, but it's necessary. It's absolutely necessary to go through those, like, oh my God, like, I really need a reality check, because if I don't, then I'm that's it. Like, and then I know, like, both of you don't have, like, you've never thought of failing before. You've never thought of, like, you never saw, like, I'm just not going to make it here. Maybe there was moments where you're like, yeah, I'm not doing this right now. But there was never like, I'm giving up. And I think those are very big, like, things. And I'm not saying that some of you that have maybe thought that before, you are going to make it. You've already made it. But for you two in particular, I know there was never really a thought like, oh yeah, I'm going to just fail. And so I think that's a big thing. And so, yeah, man, thanks for taking that quantum leap with us and sending it to Puerto Rico. That was pretty crazy.
Of course, man. Of course.
That was some divine intervention, because if you guys don't know, it literally, like, spark one was Jordan heard about Cryptopia or something in Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah, dude, that story is crazy.
And then after that, there was, like, apparently we had some sort of, like, picture frame in our apartment that I had never seen in my life. I don't think Jordan ever had either. And apparently some picture frame breaks, and it's just the Caribbean. And this was like a week after he heard about all this crypto Puerto Rico stuff. And so he saw Puerto Rico again. And so that was his sign. And so that's really what triggered why we went there. It's literally not any good reason whatsoever. It was just like, whether we put the signs together, and it was just like, you know what? All right, this is just what we have to do. And I think what sealed the deal was just we had a meditation, and we both experienced that. We just both experienced being there. Before we were there. We had never even visited the country in our lives. And we were both swimming. And it was just like, okay, that's it, then we're going. And so, yeah, man, thanks for believing in me. And yeah, dude, crazy, honestly insane.
So insane, dude. And then, like, you looking back too, like, how we came up with the decision, we're just like, Puerto Rico, like, yeah, why not? And then, Kevin and John are like, I want to come with. And we're like, yo, just get on. Let's send it. And I'm like, we didn't even have a plan, guys. Like, we sent out there. We didn't have any house. We didn't have anything. We just rented an Airbnb for like a week. And we're like, yeah, we'll find an apartment too. We'll find a house. And then we
turned into 3 weeks.
Turned into like, I think it turned like 5 weeks, bro. We were just Airbnb. Like, we were kind of homeless, essentially. Just like, we'd show up to like Starbucks every time we had to change Airbnbs with all of our suitcases. And these people were asking us, like, you guys are all right? We keep seeing you every couple of days with all your shit. And we're like, because we were like homeless, like just going B&B to B&B looking for like an actual place to stay until we found one. So the entire Puerto Rico was the biggest send of my life. And that was that moment, and that changed everything. It was like, we were so fully in this, and we didn't know anybody there. We didn't know how we were going to do this trip, but we didn't need to. You never know. You never need to know how. You just need a why.
100%. 100%. That was it. That's all we tapped into all the time. And so, yeah, Nance, I want to ask you the same question. I guess the question is pretty much like, what was your paradigm shift for getting to today? Like, as far as starting, and there's a lot of little things that happen, right? But what was that last paradigm shift that you felt that got you to like right now?
I think it would be coming to the realization that I am the problem. Everything that happens to me actually happens for me. And because I am the problem, I am also the solution. Like, I'm in charge of it. I'm the creator of my own reality. So, like, bitch, get to work. I hope we're allowed to be uncensored on this call.
Whatever. Like you just said, we make our own reality. I don't know. Sure. We run this shit. So awesome. I mean, I think it was so simple, but there's a lot of power behind that, right? Like, there's just, I think, taking and assuming full responsibility you know,
Yeah.
and the thing is, and one thing I want to just go over is like, you guys are at a point where a lot of things are very subconscious now. Like you both do a lot of things now that are rituals, that are habits, that are like you don't think twice about doing things that a lot of people that are getting started would like they would never even imagine or think about doing the specific tasks, you know, going out of your way to do a lot of different things. And so, you know, I want you both to kind of take a step back and, you know, kind of forget that you know the things that you know. And, you know, what's something that you both do now? And Nance, I'll ask you this. What's something that you do now that when you got started, you never would have imagined, that you didn't even think this was a part of this process?
Everything meticulous. I journal. I'm aware of my thoughts. I'm grateful. Like the first thing in the morning is like read my 3 2 or write my 3 2 1 and start with gratitude. It's all these small details that, like you said, we're like not taught. So how would I ever think that this is the sauce or like this is the secret? Like we don't know that. Writing everyone's goals down too. Like it's not about me. Nobody taught me that either. So it's just like doing this. I don't know. Sometimes they might even seem cheesy, but doing these things where it's like you put just, yeah, it's so obvious, kind of out of sight, out of mind. But like doing these things where you put everyone's goals on a piece of paper and then you look at them every once in a while so you don't forget. Like it's that simple. But would I have thought about that before? Nah. And reading.
Damn, I'm like getting chills. Oh man. Yeah, sheesh. That's real chairman talk. Like this is wow. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that because that's the thing is like I know a lot of people here want something like that. You know, people want to achieve, you know, whatever it is that you want to achieve and it just like the level of responsibility I think is really important. Like that's something that I really preach all the time. It's like it's so important, guys. Because like it's lit to be like, yo, I'm making all this money, I'm making all these bands, 2K a month, that's it, visuals, you know, whatever, right? ATMs, whatever, like hype and
Like
I'm not saying shade, I'm just saying like hype, like guys, like it's not empty. Hitting these ranks is not something that's empty. Like there's something within it. Like you gotta tap into it. And that's the thing is like, and that's why I love that Nance and Jordan are here having this conversation because these are some of the realest people that I know in my life. So I think you guys are going to get even responses you wouldn't get normally in other kind of conversations. And so that's why QC is so different to me is because I don't want you guys to get next wave mentorship right here that you would get from anybody else. Like I want you guys to get different kind of mentorship. Like this is like a spiritual revolution tied into a financial expansion. So like this is different. And so what I want right now is I want Jordan, like, you know, you hit P5, bro. You're our first P5, dude. It's the craziest thing. And so you know, your level of responsibility on a technical level is 3 times more, right? And on top of that though, like obviously when you got started, you know, I didn't know shit either. Let's be frank. Like, guys, I'm so happy everyone's here. And the newest people, you are blessed because I definitely was not the leader I am today when I got started. I'll be so honest with you guys. I just didn't know how it was done. I didn't know. Like Nancy, honestly, like Nancy got a terrible launch. Like she didn't even know what she had to do. I'm just being real, like, because I didn't know what I was doing. I've been building for literally a year and a half, like probably maybe 2. And so like it is so much growth and it happened so fast here. So be ready for that. But Jordan, what's something, you know, that stands out to you that you'd say like I never imagined I would be doing these things on a daily basis now if you would have asked me 2 years ago?
First thing that came to my mind when you said that was just breathing. I know like everybody breathes all the time, right? But like, do you really breathe? You know, like that was what just tapping into the spiritual development for me. I never ever envisioned myself doing something like that. And especially when I had made the decision to like, all right, let's start like trading online business, you know, and then tell me that I'm going to become like be doing like yoga, meditation, reading books, like doing all these things that have nothing to do with financial markets and business. So what they would seem, but we're all here, right? This is QC. So we've all found that actually those things are very intertwined with with business and development. So yeah, I never would have thought I'd be meditating every day. I never thought I would do yoga, like none of these things. So that for me was a big thing that changed me, and never could have seen myself doing before this.
So it's almost like the little things that create the bigger thing. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like none of it happens without those things. That's amazing. I'm gonna let Tim dish out some questions. 'Cause I know he's got a lot on his mind, and there's a good chance that I'm just gonna say them, and then he's gonna get pissed at me. So go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, he was stealing all of them. And when we came into some of the previous calls, like we had a lot of the questions structured, and we really wanted to free flow this one because obviously there's just two people right now, and so Mike was just giving him some sauce really quick. But I was like, damn. But I had a couple questions floating in my head. I'm sure we'll get to them, but I think this one's super important. And Bob said it today. And as soon as Bob said it, Jared Laws asked in the chat, what 3 things would you tell us to do every day to become where you're at right now? And, you know, I said personal development, or what I say, decide personal development, provide value. I'd love to know what are 3 things that you guys have to do every single day, no matter what, that have got you to where you are today. Oh, Nancy, you're first. My apologies.
I'm just like waiting to be cued. 3 things that I'd recommend doing every single day that has at least gotten me to where I am today is 1, like, be grateful. 2, be present. And 3, I think listen. I think people are focused on sometimes talking a lot, but when you talk, you could only learn as much as you already know. But when you listen and you're observant, I guess those are, can we use them as soon as the same? Then you're always learning. So I think just like always being a student, always being grateful, and being here.
That was good. I have pretty much the same thing. 3 things would be 1, meditate, 2, move, and 3, talk to someone you love.
I like the simplicity. I like it a lot. My next question is going to be, I asked this yesterday, or I think Mike did maybe, but what is your vision? You know, I want a deeper vision. Like, what is your life vision? And how did this kind of get you there? And I'll start with Jordan.
Ooh, of course, we're getting in the sauce. I want to give it back to the P1Ks last night. All of them. I don't think
That
we
was
can.
heavy.
I don't think we can even. I don't want to even try to top that or touch that because they killed that question, you know. But just to relay my vision for QC for this, like I like to reference the Matrix a lot when I talk about this, right? And if you've seen that movie, the classic scene of you take 2 pills, right? You have the choice, the red pill or the blue pill. You take the red pill, you find out how far this rabbit hole really goes, what the real truth of things are. Or you take the blue pill, you go back to sleep and everything's back to normal, right? And I think all collectively here at QC, we've decided to take the red pill. We've chosen to wake up, and we've assumed that responsibility that comes with that. So for me, for QC, what we're doing is we're waking up the world. We are breaking people out of the matrix, financially, spiritually, you know, like, and I see that. I look around the world with current events. I don't want to go too much into this stuff, but like, you know, there's coronavirus, and this is war on poverty, all these things, drugs, you know, and what's really to what's going on to me is it's a consciousness war. There's a war on consciousness, you know, and in QC, we stand behind love, you know, because there's 2 sides, there's love and there's fear, you know, so to be able to break people from these fears. For example, the biggest fear in the world is the fear of poverty. People are more scared of being broke than they are of dying, you know, and that if you listen to Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil, the fear of poverty, you know, drifting, you know, that book hit me like, the audio hit me like a ton of bricks the first time I ever read it. Just because I'm like, yo, this is how they right? They do it, the system, this mindset, this collective consciousness of drifting and fear. And so I think QC for me gave me 1, a purpose, 2, clear focus, and 3, belief. You know, and that's what you need to, you know, stop drifting, to be focused, to have a purpose, you know, and that's what QC has given me. So I think QC can really give that to a lot of people. And that is what I see as us doing, making the world a better place. You know, giving people a focus, a vision, allowing people to like create something, whatever it may be. I know we're going to create so many amazing things. I really think what we are, like Khaleesi, breaker of chains. That's QC for me.
Yo, fire. I want to add on to that. I know, like, obviously Nancy wants to talk, but I think just like I want to go back to the slavery of being a slave to the dollar, because that's why, like, when we really came up with QC, we were flying back from Vegas. We didn't even I don't even know if we gambled or anything, to be honest, but we were flying back, and that's when we all made a decision to create. And that's why this is why this has happened. Is because we made that decision that we're going to create something, and we're going to create it out of nothing. And the beauty about creating it out of nothing is that you're really creating it out of everything. And that's what QC is that we're everything and nothing at the same time. And when we do this, we don't talk about the money. How many, y'all don't even know how much I've ever made in a day or in a week. I just have no idea. Right? No one ever does that. Like, almost anyone ever drops how much money they made that day. Right? Almost never. And we're always talking about the process, the actions. And I want to go back to what Jordan said, pretty much, is the focus here isn't being a slave to the dollar. It's about that connection with oneself. And when he said, if it's connecting it back to the matrix, it's so true, because you just have to be able to understand that all the success you're going to see has nothing to do with chasing the dollar. Like, that's just what keeps you busy. Because if you're always focusing on working, if you're always focusing on, acquiring more currency, then you're never focusing on yourself. You're never focusing and asking yourself the questions you need to ask yourself to become the person that you've always been destined to become. And so I think that's been just a big thing, and just noticing just Nance and Jordan grow so much, and being able to grow alongside them has been that. It's like our focus has never been the dollar. And so that's why we've been abundant since the beginning. But Nance, if you can ask her the same question that Tim asked.
Well, like, what is my vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I also want to touch on, like, guys, I don't even know how much Mike makes. It's funny. But my vision to get, like, okay, I have a 2020 vision because I'm yellow and I wrote this stuff down. So, like, I know what everyone else's goals are, because, like, one team, one dream, like, everyone, there's a goal and everyone has their role. So, like, I know what my people's goals are. That's part of my vision, because it's not just about their rank or their income. It's about what that allows them to do too. So I guess, like, my vision for what we're doing here is being able to create your own reality. Like, that's why we are here. Just having that feeling of, like, yeah, I get to do this. I don't have to, I get to. It's such a small difference, but it's all the difference. And then just, like, because of that, I want everyone to feel bliss. I think and now we're gonna get into, like, okay, whatever. Yeah, I want everyone to feel bliss. I want everyone to feel happy. I think people are stuck in monotony. I think people are stuck in the enslavement that is this system. You get up, you go to work, you commute, you work for 8 hours for somebody else. You don't like who you work with. You eat, then you go to commute, you go home, you go to bed, or you watch TV and then you go to bed. Like, I want people to feel and experience life, not because they have to do this or they have to do that, but because they get to do whatever the fuck they want. Sorry, this calls being uncensored. So, like, that feeling of euphoria, that feeling of bliss, that happiness, like, you just create the better you. So maybe that's the better question, or the better answer. Like, my vision is for people to become the best version of themselves, whether you can call it progression, evolution, whatever, higher consciousness. Like, that's what we're here to do. And then something that's always just, like, I guess, going back to, like, the system and the matrix, something that's always kind of pissed me off ever since I was little, I just didn't get it. Like, why were there some people that make so much money they don't know what the hell to do with it? And then there are people that can't afford clean water. Why is the spectrum so wide? So something like, I was always asking, like, why does money exist? Because the people created a need for it, right? That's how you can categorize people. That's how you could sift people into one category or another. But, and then Mike Miles said this, and I think that's when I was really like sold on this, is whether money doesn't exist or everyone has money, like, it loses its power. So we're all equal. And then you can do whatever the hell you want and be happy. Yeah.
I love it.
Pretty much.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And we're getting to this point in the webinar, and this is a question that Mike asked me earlier, and I was a little bit confused on it, but since you guys were talking, it really started to make sense to me. And I love to hear this question. This one, it may take you a second to respond, but what questions are you asking yourself every single day? Nancy, you.
Okay. Yeah. What question am I asking myself every single day is, would my future version of me be proud of me? Am I really evolving, or am I, what's the word, like going backwards? Like, the whole purpose is to progress. So are you growing? Are you becoming a better you? Are you serving others? Are you helping someone? Are you the person that you needed when you needed someone? I think those are the kind of questions that I ask.
I love it. I love it. Thank you. Jordan, you're up.
You set me up, man. Literally, like, if you guys know me, you already know this, but every single day I get out of the shower, like, I have a shit tattooed right on my chest. It says why. And it's dope because I don't know if it's just forward for you or not. It might get at the same time as me, right? But it's backwards on my chest. So reading it in the mirror forward is front. And that was literally like the idea is I legit question my existence and my identity every single morning, I swear to God. Just why? Just like, why? Why do I exist? Why am I here? You know, and then I'll ask simpler things like, what do I want to eat for breakfast, or what am I going to do today? But, you know, like, I really, really have always been that person to just question the nature of things. Why do schools exist? Why do we have CEOs making 300 times more than the average employee? Why is the Federal Reserve not federal? You know, why all these things, you know? And so the ultimate question always is just why? Just why everything, you know? And yeah, I think I'll leave it at that because otherwise I'll ramble for a while. So
I think people want to hear you ramble. I'm gonna be pretty frank right now. I think I want to hear a little ramble. And I'm gonna set you up for the ramble because that's one of the best things I know how to do. Is what does why mean to you?
oh, Bobby. Bobby. Shout out to John. Sheesh, what does why mean to mean? Why is like consciousness, yo? Like, why is our consciousness? The fact that we can even ponder such a question, like, that's what that means to me, is the fact that we, like, why is our ability to think, our ability to question everything, our ability to observe, to reflect, to improve, you know, why is that cognitive function that gives us the ability to grow? And I think I'll leave it at that.
That last part was heavy. Say that one more time because I know people are taking notes. They couldn't catch up with that one.
I forgot it.
He said, why is a cognitive function that allows us to grow?
Yeah, no.
Asking yourself why. Yeah, you were just spitballing, so that was fire. But essentially was, if you're not asking yourself a question, and I said this on the call, in Spanish, you know, the quality of the questions you ask, right? The quality of questions that you ask yourself every day is the quality of life that you set up for yourself.
Thanks.
And it's that's the truth. You know, I have a couple more questions for you guys, and to be honest, these questions we've been kind of spitballing, but there was that was the big one for me, was what questions do you ask yourself every day? And the reason I asked that question was because I don't think, in going back again, we're pretty much going back to whether you're unplugging yourself or not. And the thing is because we live in a consumption-based society for the most part, right? Actually, we just live in a consumption-based society. That's just it. But now, right, being here, you've at least made one decision that you're conscious of, and it was a decision to be here, right? It's decision to start. And I think that kind of decision is what can spark so many other bigger things for yourself. And that's why I asked you, what questions do you ask yourself? Because I think the reason I quit my job was because I wanted to be able to ask myself more questions. I wanted to create the time to ask myself more, to learn more. And that's why I asked you both this question, is because one, I know it was setting you guys up because you guys were going to crush that question. But two, because I think we don't think about that. We don't really think too much about, people say, yeah, I want to have more time, but for what? And so ask you, I'm gonna leave that question for you guys, for just like everybody here. Right? That's not for just Nance and Jordan. Yeah, you want to have more time, but for what? And once you figure that out, I think that's where that's where things get really, really interesting. And so, we've been talking on some heavy topics, and that's what I love. That's what I'm all about. And so, I want to ask you guys this because this answer is going to be phenomenal as well. Is what does chairman mean to you guys? Like, Jordan, what does chairman actually mean to you? And I'll let you define what that question even means.
What does chairman mean to me? Honestly, chairman doesn't mean shit. Like I really don't care. And it's crazy because like setting out to this, like for me, like I honestly like. I mean to say this, I'm so freaking grateful for everything that's happened, for every position I've ever been put in, for all of you guys for being on this call. I'm grateful. I'm eternally grateful. Like, it's insane. Like, caught myself crying the other day how grateful I was. But, I will be perfectly honest with you guys. When I came into this, I had no intention or desire to be a chairman because I had the idea of what a chairman was to me previous was a guy who jumped on a stage and made a lot of money and sold some people on some, sold people on a dream. So I wanted nothing to do with that version of chairman. But Mike and Tim, you guys hitting chairman was such a huge moment for me because it finally, for some other reason, like I knew I could define chairman for myself and I will and after this, but for you guys, like hitting that for me, it was the first tangible experience I had of chairman, into something that I really vibe with. Not saying I don't vibe with the other chairmans, but obviously I vibe with you guys way more, right? That's the reason why I follow you guys and the way you guys do this business, the spirituality you have behind it, the purpose, the intentions that you guys have behind it. So that was a moment for me that I redefined chairman. I'm like, wait, like I had known it, but you guys finally gave me enough proof that just made it fully 100% as a belief in my brain. Like you can define chairman however the hell you want. And I know for me, a chairman, my version of chairman is someone who takes care of their traders. Like this is a trading business. I joined this to learn how to trade. If my upline and my marketer is not there to help me out trade, see ya. Like forget about it. Like, so I always came in there, I want to help the traders. Like me and my brother, one of my brothers, and our goal is to have 500 profitable traders in our organization. Like not customers. I give a damn about how many customers I have, but how many people are getting results for trading. So a chairman to me is someone, one, who's trading, someone, two, who's helping other people with their process of trading, and someone, three, I think is the biggest thing. I might be getting into another question you guys have of what is leadership, but a chairman to me is someone who's accessible, like who's there, bro, who's in like the crowd with you, who's at the events, who's in the thing, not like they're just there on that level with you. And you're like, that dude's you're like, yeah, he's a chairman, but you're like, what? I thought he was just one of the guys, like unrecognizable to the point where you don't know who the leader is. That's a chairman to me, that guy that's really in there with their
group. Yeah, I can safely say you've adopted that. It's crazy. I know we've had so many conversations about, especially in Puerto Rico, like, I think just what is it? Like, why do this? Like, why? Like, why even build this? Like, what's the point? And that was a breakthrough for me. And this is, and I honestly got to give it back to Tim, guys, because if Tim wouldn't have just helped me as a trader, like just guided me as a trader, then none of us would be here because I would have just because there was a moment where I was perfectly profitable and I didn't need anybody, to be honest. Like I was like, hey, I can just do this by myself. Like, of course you want mentors, you want to keep learning, but there was something deeper behind that, you know? And it was like, but okay, well, what do you want to do? Like, how are you spending your time? What fulfills you? And then we were able to put it together, you know? And so when Tim and I finally were like, all right, let's do this our way, that's what really happened. That was the only reason. Like, none of this would have happened if we wouldn't have just like done it our way. And I think that was the biggest thing. And like when Jordan, like you said, like I think us hitting chairman, I definitely saw something different happen from there, because it was like people were like, okay, we can do it different. And it became like, I think it opened the door, because it was like, okay, someone did it. Cool. We can do it the way we want to. We can just have like spiritual financial warriors out there, like crushing it and then creating a massive culture, you know, a great awakening, if you will. And so I think it's something that's so dope to hear. And the cool thing is, like, there's different kind of people, right? There's some people that like to be up in front, and there's people that like to just make sure that the people are taken care of. And so, yeah, big facts. Sending it back to Jordan, because that's the real, man. That's the truth. You know, it's always been about the trading, and I resonate with that so heavy. That's why I do like 15, 20 sessions a week, because it's like, no one else is gonna do it. No one else is gonna do it. Not this way. So let's do it. But Nance, same question. You know, what does chairman mean to you?
Well, kind of like Jordan was saying, like chairman is only a consequence. It's only a title. It's only a different color in the back office saying that you did X, Y, and Z. But it's, I guess, what that consequence represents. It's like, it's funny that you use the word warrior, because even on my Instagram bio, I've been having like fulfillment warrior. Like here, I guess chairman would represent that you're on the front line fighting for people's freedom. Like you're on the front line making sure that people know that they can do this, instilling belief in people, grabbing people by the hand sometimes believing in them more than they believe in themselves. Like chairman is just a title, but what comes with it is a family, is freedom, is a little bit of money as a consequence, right? Like it's the lowest level of leadership to say that you are only a chairman, but if people could say that, like she fought for this, or he represents this, that is I guess an entire different question in itself. But I don't know, it's, I guess, well, like you said in the last call in Spanish, like chairman is a feeling of accomplishment, because like they say, like whether you can or you can't, you're right. So it's also proving yourself that you can accomplish something. It's a decision. Like I said I was going to do this, and then I accomplished it. So my back office turned a different color.
All right, so I got another question for you guys, because you guys both you brought me to it. And Jordan, you might have already answered it actually, but when did you feel chairman, or have you felt chairman?
Is that to me?
Yeah.
It's done. It's already been done, lapped. The first time that I really felt it, was when Armando hit P1K, because I said in the Spanish call, when Armando hit P1K, because then I proved to myself that I was able to duplicate. And I proved to myself that it wasn't just about one person or two people or three people getting those results. It's about being able to instill enough belief that he was able to do that, and instill enough belief that people under him, right, were able to hit P6 and P150 and so on and so forth, or stay like retention wise, because they felt something. They felt family. And then I think another time was when I saw Chicago grow. At first it was just 3 people following Mike, because we trusted him, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing, but then it grew into more. So when I saw an event happen of 500 people, it's just like, oh, this is child's play now. Like the world is our playground.
I'm not crying. You're crying. Jordan, bro, my brother. What about you, man? When did? And I know the reason I'm asking these questions is because, and said it this way because now you defined it or undefined it for yourself. And when did you feel it, or have you felt it yet?
Chairman,
Yeah.
when did I feel it? Sheesh, bro. I think I felt chairman since day one from you, my man. Like, guys, like, I have to, like, I want to take this time just to, like, again, express my gratitude. Like, guys, I fucking got to be next to, like, this savage of all savages and just be there from his day. Like, watch this guy being right next to him, seeing him grow, man. Like, you were, like, straight up, Mike, you're the only reason I did this. Because you were the only person I saw as a leader for a long time that did this the right way, or I had perceived the right way. And I was a skeptic. I didn't really like a lot of other people, and so, but Mike was my dude. Like, I'm like, he's doing it how I want to do it. You showed me. So first time I ever experienced chairman was just from your example, my guy. And then the second time was when the fucking back office changed. Because y'all know me, I'm literally one step at a time. I ain't focused on C25, I'm focused on C10. Because that's what's right in front of me. And I wasn't focused on C10 until I cleared P5. So that moment when I saw that there, and I have this little thing I do every morning, it's called like my manifestation meditation. Immediately when I wake up, I think of all the things I'm grateful for. And I'll go as long as I possibly can. And then immediately after that, I think of like, what are my manifestations? What do I want to manifest? And for the last 9 months, it was Platinum 5,000, and how good I would feel, where I would be, and then one day that changed to Chairman 10. So now I think that day really, like, it brought to my focus. I always knew it was part of the plan, but to like consciously, deliberately focus on it every day, it really wasn't until whatever day that was. I think it was a week ago today. So. Yeah.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for sharing, for real. Man, it's crazy. This whole thing is crazy. Tell you what. I guess that was for me. Like, I think those are the main questions that I had for you guys. I really wanted to just showcase the way you guys think. Because there's really no one better. There's really no one better or worse than anything ever, to be honest. Like, but I won't really get into that. But I think you guys just have a way of really expressing the way you think. And I wanted everyone to be able to hear it, because I think there's a lot of ways that this is perceived. And I think you guys do it in a way where obviously I feel it, and I know how much you guys really care. So I wanted everyone to hear it, like, because not everyone here doesn't get to hear from you guys all the time, and so I wanted everyone to be able to really hear the thought process that you all went through to be able to accomplish the things that you guys have accomplished so far. And well, even though like it's funny because, and you all will understand this, you get to a certain like rank and nothing really changes and everything changes at the same time. And all of a sudden it's like you don't feel different. You don't really feel different until maybe later, way later. And I think, and I've seen this because then going chairman, it was like, I'm still doing the same things. I'm kind of thinking faster. I'm moving faster. I'm highly more responsible, but it's just like, it's never a surprise when you're there for the most part. You're like, cool, I'm here. Like, it's time. It's literally just time and time and time. So what I'm gonna do, and I guess the last thing before we really close this off is, what's one piece of advice, right? What's one piece of advice you'd give to someone who aspires to grow in the way you guys have? And I'll send it to Nancy.
One piece of advice to get here, I guess, is don't compare. Nobody is you, and that is your power, and use that.
Fire.
So Nancy's killing me, man. I'm over here just like, my face is red. Y'all are lit. I'm just gonna. I didn't mean to cut in, but y'all are lit. I'm just saying it.
How about you, Jordy?
Take more action. Take action faster. John Guan, we had a Q&A with John Guan the other week, and he had said someone had asked him a similar question, And he'd say, I wish I would have took action faster. And I look back at the same thing. He said 3 days of straight action can outweigh 3 months of learning. And I was in that learning mode for probably almost a whole year in my first year of this. I'm on every call. I'm on every go live. I'm reading every book. I'm on the charts, but I wasn't like applying it, because at the end of the day, guys, you have to do this on your own. No one's gonna press it. No one's gonna market execute for you. No one's gonna take your profit, take your loss. They're gonna send you, like, we get it. It's all set up for you. But I think because sometimes there's like so much set up for us that we don't actually follow through and do it for ourselves. And so for me, my biggest, like, if I could talk back to myself, would just take more action faster. Send them to Puerto Rico like 6 months earlier. Like, learn those lessons faster because as soon as you just make a move and actually commit to action, you will learn the lessons you'll need to learn. You'll never read it watching a freaking I Am Academy video. You'll never learn it watching Go Live. You have to take the trade. You have to lose money. You have to have people tell you no. You have to fail. You have to get behind your bills. Maybe not in that one, but you have to like experience the hardships and go through the pain to get the piece of candy on the other side. You have to fail. Like, so another way you can fail is to take action. So just fail faster, really.
I love that. I love that. Fail faster. Fail faster. That's big. Fail faster, and like Nancy said, don't compare yourself. Like, that is your power. You are your power. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Honestly, like, a big thing, I want to go back to what Jordan just said to sum it up, because all of you here, you're all responsible for your success. That's the truth. Like, we can talk all this good talk. Like, you guys just heard things. You're taking notes. You're feeling a certain way right now, and you feel good. Maybe you feel emotional. You feel community right now. You're feeling home. You're finally at a point maybe where you feel like, man, I believe in myself. Holy shit! Like, what? Like, I actually believe I can do something. And it's incredible that you might be feeling like this. And here's the thing: is like, all that is amazing. All of that is putting you at a frequency, right? All of that is elevating your frequency. All of that is elevating your vibration. But here's the thing. You if you were going to get to this vibration where you feel more, where you believe more, where you're prepared for more, in order for all of that, right? In order for all of that to come to something, to manifest into something, you have to do something. Who cares? It doesn't matter how amazing you feel if you end up doing absolutely nothing with it. It really doesn't matter. And that's one of the things that I'm going to be like very transparent. I can get people to believe in themselves so much. I can show you the way, because I am an example. Like, I know I'm an example. But here's the thing: one of the things that I struggle with is pushing people to really do it. Because I want to make you feel so good and believe so much in yourself, that the one thing that I think I've probably let you both down has been in the action aspect. And like, just fucking do more. Like, push yourself to do more, right? Find the way for you to look at yourself, so where you want to do more, right? Don't just do more because I'm telling you and I'm kind of yelling at you right now, but do it because you want to do it. Do it because you're like, I owe it to myself to do the things that I need to do to be successful. I owe it to, my family, or I owe it to my future Lamborghini, whatever it is that for you feel, but put yourself in the position for where you want to do these things. Because if you don't want to do it, then don't do more, right? Don't listen to me right now, unless you want that, unless you find that why. Like, why do you want to do it? Because if you do that, then you're going to do whatever you want. Because people are always like, dude, how are you doing so much? Why are you like just starting at 8 and ending at 4 a.m? So you already got all these things happening, and it's because I want to. It's no crazy thing. It's like, I just want to do it. Like, I love this. My parents think I'm insane, to be honest. They think I'm crazy because they're like, dude, when do you stop? Like, when are you going to stop? When are you going to slow down? It's like, I don't want to. Like, it's hard. Like, I just don't want to. And that's the thing. And like, I want to just make sure to make that very transparent. And I want to, this is my official formal apology to Nancy and Jordan, because I didn't do that to you guys, because you guys were the closest to me. I wasn't like, yo, like, guys, like, move, like, get to work, like, for real. I was like, oh yeah, like, I believe in you, and and this so much belief, and it was real. But yo, push yourselves, get fucking uncomfortable. But you have to make the decision to want it. Not because you need to, right? Not because you need to, because that's the environment pushing it on you, but because you want to. When that conscious decision comes from you and you keep telling yourself you want to, then all of a sudden you wake up, right? And all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're like, this is what I want to do right now. And when you prepare yourself to want it every single day, right? When you program your mind to want it every single day, then all of a sudden you're never working and you're in flow all of the time. All of a sudden you're in this position where you realize, I'm here for a reason. I've given myself a reason, and I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to stop because I want to be here. So find that for you. And once you find that for you, that's it. Then you're going to accomplish whatever it is that you want. What you're going to crush your 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, whatever it is for you, right? You're going to open up whatever company, business, non-for-profit, whatever impact in the world you want to make, right? You'll be able to give red pills to everyone on the damn planet, but you have to come to the conclusion for yourself first, because if you don't do that, then stop showing up until you figure that out, right? And if you haven't figured that out yet, but this is where you're going to find it, then plug in and plug in and plug in. But don't just keep plugging in if you're not going to ask yourself the questions, right? If you don't ask yourself the questions every single day, then you're not going to find the answers. And that's why I said earlier, right? The quality of life that you live, right, is going to be entirely based on the quality of questions that you ask yourself. And so this is me formally and officially pushing you to figure out, do you want to do this for yourself? Right? This is me not just elevating you on a state of mind and a frequency, because it doesn't matter how good you make yourself feel if you don't realize what you want to do with that feeling. So do something once you get to that point, because I can meditate and feel amazing, but if I don't know what to do after that, then I need to keep meditating. So guys, with that being said, I'm going to go teach in Spanish because I'm already late. But I just needed to make that message out there, because I couldn't keep failing everybody around you if all I keep telling you is how to feel good. But I don't tell you that you gotta want it after you know how you feel.
Yo, Mike, should this be the time to promote your Build Like the 1% on Saturday? Because I have a feel, I'm scared, man. Because I don't know what the training is.
Hell yeah.
Nothing. So I'm coming knowing nothing. I think it's time to promote a little bit for your training. And can you give me was that the glimpse, or is it even more?
Yeah, no, I mean, here's the thing, guys. Yes, part of it is that, right? What I just told you is that the people that are closest to you push them the hardest, but first you need to understand why they need to be pushed, right? I can't tell Jordan, bro, why aren't you talking to 1,000 people a day if he doesn't care about talking to 1,000 people a day? He wants to talk to his people that he has right now, right? Because those are the people that he needs to take care of first. And so the thing is, you have to have a level of empathy with the people around you, because why would someone want to create this culture for themselves if they don't even understand what the culture means for them, right? And so what I'm going to be breaking down on Saturday is some of those concepts, right? Not like how to talk to most people the nicest way possible, right? Not how to get certain ideas or get them to tell you information in order for you to use it with them, right? But I'm going to show you, right? I'm going to show you how to understand people so that when people like see this, you really know why they're there, right? Because we're here at this point, like, you guys aren't just learning from me, you're learning from so many people on how to trade like the 1%, right? You now see the market. You see that what's in front of you is an illusion. When you look at that chart, this is just a fable that these banks are printing in front of me. And I just need to see the intricate details between them, right? I just need to understand, observe the masses, do the opposite. So I'm not going to teach you guys how to be the best salesman in the world. Hell no. That's not my intention on Saturday, right? I'm gonna show you guys how to understand people. I'm gonna show you why people are gonna buy you. But first, I'm gonna show you why people are gonna buy themselves.
Sheesh. Oh, man. Here we go. I'm ready. Guys, tomorrow we got the chairman panel, Mike, myself, and Mr. Chairman 25, Cash Cartier. That's going to be saucy. Start prepping your questions now. We're going to start at 8 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. It's going to be as long as it goes. We're going to go as long as we need to go. It's going to be all of Cash's organization, so expect for this to be a 500-person maxed out panel. Promote like crazy. Promote like crazy. This is going to be a training that people aren't going to want to miss. Right after that, Mike is doing the whole shebang, breaking down everything we learned over the week in regards to how we trade smart money, and really how it works. And so Friday night is going to be amazing. Grab an energy drink, get the popcorn ready, get your notebooks out, get 2 pens, and get it moving. And then Saturday at 11 a.m., we have Matt Rosa and Jason Brown doing May the Momentum Continue. It's going to be super fire Friday right into Saturday. And then at 7 o'clock on Saturday, Mike is going to do the build like the 1%. And Sunday is going to be super, super amazing from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're doing the Method to the Madness Chairman Boot Camp. Mike is starting it off at 9 a.m., right, Mike? You're the first one to go for the first 40 minutes?
Yeah, I think 9 a.m. for sure.
Awesome. I'm speaking at 10 a.m. And Jordan LaSavage, I'm pretty sure, is going to be on this as well. I don't know if there's been conversation, but Jordan, your name has been brought up in the chat. So we'll let you know. We'll figure that one out. Then right after that, we got the 7-figure mentorship call, and at 4 o'clock, the QC Weekly Outlook. We'll be announcing the FTMO winners. Today's the last day, guys. Today's the last day. So I hope you have your FX book hooked up. I hope you've been keeping track of your numbers. I'm pretty sure we already know who's won, but there's maybe a couple people that we're missing. We have a new schedule coming for May, a couple new announcements, and then a couple releases. If you guys been noticing a couple things that people have been rocking, you'll be pretty excited. So guys, I appreciate you. Nancy, Jordan, thank you so much. You guys are the heartbeat of QC. QC would not be the same without you guys. Straight up honesty, it would not be the same. And we're not here today without either of you. So I'm grateful for you guys. I love you guys. I hope and I know each and every single one of you got value from this. And let's close it up, guys. This will be on YouTube. I'll be posting in the chat. Give me a little bit and it'll be up there. So right after this, Mike's on Spanish Go Live. We got J-Lo doing Wyckoff, and let's get it.